Alright, what's up everyone? Welcome to the Surfside PPC YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be going over Instagram ads retargeting. So how you can set up retargeting ads on Instagram to reach people who have visited your website. Now there's a few different options when it comes to audiences you can create, and I'll go over all of them in the video. In order to get started, you're going to need a business manager through Facebook. So you can just go to business.facebook.com to get started. I have my business manager set up here for Surfside PPC. It allows me to connect some different pages and some different ad accounts directly to my business manager so I can manage everything into one place. It's completely free to use. Now, the other thing you're going to need is to connect your Instagram account. So you can see I have 3 Instagram accounts connected here. So what we're going to do to get started is we're going to click on business settings up here in the top right corner because we want to make sure that our Instagram page is connected to our business manager so that we can use it for our advertising. So as you can see here, I have my personal Facebook account. I have some of my assigned assets over here. And if we come over to accounts and we click on Instagram accounts, you can see all the Instagram accounts that we have connected. So we have Surfside PPC, Beachfront Decor, and we have Farmhouse Goals connected. So that's going to be the one that I'm going to be using for this example. So we're going to come back over to Business Manager. You want to come to your main page and you want to open up your Ads Manager account. So we're going to open up our Ads Manager account for Farmhouse Goals. We have it open here. And what we want to do next is make sure we have the Facebook pixel on our website. So that will allow us to build retargeting audiences. It also allows you to set up conversion tracking. So I've gone over conversion tracking in some of my other videos. If you're interested in learning more about setting up conversion tracking with Facebook ads or Instagram ads, we have a couple of very helpful videos. So the first is our Shopify Facebook ads conversion tracking, specific for Shopify websites. Our second one is how to install your Facebook pixel and create custom conversions with Facebook ads. I'll put both of these video URLs in the description for this video in case you want to check that out. As you're setting up your ads manager account, the first thing you absolutely want to do is set up conversion tracking. So once you connect all of your accounts, how you do that is you come up here to the menu, you're going to go to all tools here, and you're going to come to pixels and conversions. That's going to allow you to create retargeting audiences and set up conversion tracking. So once we're in here, you can see we have our Farmhouse Goals website pixel on our website. It's measuring page views. It measures a few other events. And what you can see is if you come to custom conversions right here, you can actually create custom conversions that you can optimize for when it comes to your website. You can also do partner integrations. So this is how I set it up for Farmhouse Goals. And it's a WooCommerce website. So if you scroll down, you can see we have the little green dot right next to WooCommerce. It's a very simple process to set it up for any type of website management system that you're using. So if we come up here, there's BigCommerce, 3D Cart. You can scroll through all these different partner integrations and go through it this way. The other thing that you can do, they even have WordPress here, HubSpot, and Infusionsoft. The other thing that you can do is if you come to data sources here, you can see our website pixel. If we click on it, we can come over here to set up, install pixel, and you can either connect a partner platform or manually install the pixel code yourself. So if we click right here to manually install the pixel code, what we can do is just copy the pixel code right here. So it's just going to be copy code. And then we're going to come over to our Farmhouse Goals website. And you can see this is where we have it set up directly through WooCommerce. So it's just a simple plugin that we had to install. Or what you can do is use a plugin like Insert Headers and Footers. So it's just called Insert Headers and Footers WordPress plugin. And it allows you to put scripts in the header and the footer. So even if you're updating the theme of your website or any of the different plugins on your website, it won't change any of the tags that you've already put on your website. So we can just come right here and you can see scripts in header. We can scroll down a little bit and we can copy and paste it right there. It's really that simple. And this is what you can use with pretty much any type of website that you're using. I have it set up with the WooCommerce plugin. So it's the WooCommerce Facebook plugin. So you can see right here, use this WooCommerce and Facebook integration. Your WooCommerce store is connected to the Facebook page Farmhouse Goals. So it's really that simple to get started with conversion tracking. Now what we want to do is we're going to come back over here to Facebook ads and we want to start creating audiences. So the audiences we can use in our actual advertising campaigns when we're targeting people on Instagram. So we're going to come back. We're going to come over here, we're going to go to all tools, and under assets, we're going to go to audiences here. So any of the audiences that you've previously created will show up right here. You can see it's for our account Farmhouse Goals. If we click on create audience here and click on custom audience, that's going to allow us to build our retargeting audiences. So I've gone over all of these different types of audiences that you can create. We have a video about Facebook ads targeting. I highly recommend checking that out if you're looking for all the different things you can target through Facebook ads. But what this is going to be going over is how to use your sources of website traffic. So first you put the pixel on your website, and then what you're able to do is use that pixel to target people who have visited your website. To quickly go over some of the other sources that you can use a customer list. So let's just say you have an email list, maybe you have a buyer's list from your website. You can use app activity. So if you have a mobile app, you can connect it to your Facebook account. You can use offline activities. So let's just say, for example, you're selling art. So you go to an art festival, you sell art, and then you're able to collect data from customers that actually purchase from you. So you can say, in order to purchase from us, you have to give us your email, your phone number, something along those lines, and that allows you to connect with your customers. You'll also get some data from them, obviously, when they're purchasing from you. So if you have some different data, you can actually upload some offline activity directly to Facebook ads and use that for your Instagram advertising campaigns. So the other things are Facebook sources, so people who watch your videos, interact with your lead forms, interact with your instant experience, interact with your Facebook page, maybe sign up to an event, or interact with your Instagram business profile. So we went over recently the Instagram business profile and Facebook page in a different video. So we have all of these different things on our channel if you're looking for more information. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come over here and click on website traffic. So when you're creating retargeting audiences based on your website, the maximum amount of time is 180 days that you can use. So I can say I want to include anybody who has visited my website, all website visitors in the past, and I can do 180 days. And then we can just create an all users 180 days audience. And it's really that simple to start creating audiences. And we can just click on create here, and now we can use this audience in any of our campaigns. So you do need to create audiences first before you can target them in your campaigns. We can click on done. So now we have an all users over the past 180 days audience. So the next thing we do is if we click on create audience here, we come right back to custom audience, website traffic. And what we're going to do is keep using our website pixel. You can use other data sources here if you have it. We can select from this drop down list. You can do people who visit specific web pages, visitors by time spent, or you could do visitors who have completed one of your different events. So if someone's purchased something from you, if someone's added something to the cart, maybe someone signed up to a newsletter, all those different events, you can also use those to target people who have visited your website. So maybe I want to do visitors by time spent, and I can do the top 25% of visitors who have visited my website over the last 30 days. So it's a great way to reach people who have shown the most engagement with your website. The next thing we can do is if we click on the drop down, we can do people who visited specific web pages. So I can do URL contains, and one thing you can do is, let's just say, for example, we're going to come over to our Farmhouse Goals website real quick, and I'm going to give you a couple different examples. So a page right here, it's just farmhousegoals.com/farmhousesinks. Otherwise, we have another page. So this is the product category where we actually have products listed, farmhousegoals.com/product category/farmhousesinks. So one thing that we can do to reach anybody who's visited any of these different sync pages on our website is we can just come back over here and we can say the URL contains syncs. And then all we have to do is that, and that will reach any of the different pages on our website where the URL contains syncs in the top of it. So you can see syncs right here. So it's going to contain this page. It's going to contain this page as well. So some different ways that you can actually target people. If we come back over here, you can see URL. The other options is doesn't contain. So if the URL doesn't contain syncs, then we can reach those people. So you can actually exclude certain pages that contain different words in the URL. Otherwise, what we can do is the URL equals. So we'd obviously have to get rid of this one right here, and we'd have to come up and you'd have to copy and paste the entire URL, come over here and just paste that entire URL right there. So it's really that simple to do it. Now, the one thing is you're going to have smaller audiences if you're doing people who have visited just specific pages. So this is really better for high traffic websites. The more traffic you get, the better your retargeting audiences are going to be because you just have a larger audience that you can target. So we're going to get rid of this real quick and we'll use the syncs example. So I want to target anybody who has reached a page that contains syncs in the URL. So it doesn't matter if it's cast iron farmhouse sinks, farmhouse fire clay sinks, kitchen sinks, bathroom sinks, all these different options. I just want to reach anybody who has visited a page in the last 30 days. I can increase this time, I can decrease this time, that contains sinks. So it's really that simple. So now the other thing you can do to narrow it down is use end. So it's going to say and the same URL must also match. So let's just say, for example, I have 5 pages on my website related to cast iron farmhouse sinks, maybe some different products, maybe some different pages. And you can see the URL contains sinks and the same URL must also match. So what I can do is put something in here like cast iron. So then any URL that has cast iron in it and sinks as well will match for this. So it's going to really narrow it down a little bit more. But one thing you can do is, let's just say, for example, I want to do something with Google Ads and I only want to target people who have visited pages containing conversion tracking, for example. I can put up here something like Google Ads and then and the same URL must also match, and I can just do conversion. So then anytime I'm talking about conversions, conversion tracking, or how to drive more conversions to your website as it relates to Google Ads, I can create an audience just like that. Obviously, I'd have to get rid of sinks and cast iron here, but some different examples that you can use it. It's not really something I use that often because it really narrows down your audience. So what we can do is just do people who visited specific web pages where the URL contains sinks, and we'll just get rid of that here. Now they have further refined by, so you can do it by frequency or device. So a couple different options there. The other thing you can do is include more people. So you can say all website visitors, or you could do people who visited specific pages. So I can say anybody who's visited a page that contains sinks, or anyone who visited a specific page that contains something else. You can also just do that right here, or I can do right here visitors by time spent. So I want to do anybody who's visited a page that contains sinks, or anyone who is in the top 25% of my visitors. So there's basically an endless amount of options is what I'm trying to tell you as you're creating your retargeting audiences through Instagram ads, through your Facebook ads manager. So we're going to create this one real quick. We have sinks. We'll name our audience. We'll just do farmhouse sinks 30 days. Click on create audience. Okay, we can click on done here. So now what we can do is we're going to come back over here to Ads Manager, and we can actually use these audiences in our campaign. So if we click on Ads Manager here and we come over here to create, so we're going to create a new campaign. And the first thing you need to do is choose your objective. So you could either choose awareness, consideration, or conversion. So I went over conversion tracking earlier. What we're going to do is select conversions here. So we want to make sure that we're targeting for conversions. What I like to do is use campaign budget optimization. It optimizes my budget across all my ad sets. So you can see campaign name, conversions. I'll just do sample Instagram retargeting. Okay, so we have our campaign budget is going to be, you can use a daily budget or a lifetime budget. So let's just say we want to use a lifetime budget of $700. So it'll spend $700 over the next 30 days, the way we have it set up right now. Campaign bid strategy will use lowest cost. We'll click on continue. Okay, so now you want to set up your conversion here. So we have page view is one of our events. Otherwise, what we can do is select purchase FHG. So that will match any purchase on our website. We set this up as just an example conversion. It actually isn't active on our website right now. So under our ad set name, what we're going to do is we're just going to put all visitors. So we're going to scroll down. And what we can do is I like to use dynamic creative. So I've gone over this in some of my other videos. So if you just select on, it allows you to upload different images, headlines, text, different options like that. And Facebook or Instagram is just going to serve the best performing advertisements. So now under create new audience, you could either use one of your saved audiences, or right here you can see custom audiences. We can click on it. And you can see we have our farmhouse sinks 30 days audience, and we have our all users 180 days audience. So we'll go with all users. So anybody who's visited our website over the last 180 days, you can narrow it by location. You can narrow it by age, gender, languages. You can add additional detail targeting if you want. Under connections, maybe you want to say, I want to exclude people who like my page, or I want to include people who like my page. So you can use some different options when it comes to connections. We'll just leave this wide open like this. You can save this audience, so then you can just use it in the future. So if you do add some additional information here, or additional targeting like languages, gender, age, anything like that, you can do it. We're just going to leave this wide open. We're going to target anyone over the last 180 days who has visited farmhousegoals.com. So we'll keep scrolling down. Now to make sure you're just targeting Instagram, you need to click on edit placements here, because it's going to use automatic placements, which means it's going to be in all your Facebook feeds, Facebook suggested videos, right column. So it's going to show up everywhere basically. So what we do is we get rid of feeds like this, and we just click over on the Instagram feed. So if we scroll down, we get rid of stories, and we can just click on Instagram stories. So that's all we're going to do so we can target people on Instagram is just Instagram stories and Instagram feed. You could just select Instagram feed. It's really up to you. So if we keep scrolling down, we'll get rid of contextual spaces, apps and sites, and now we're just targeting Instagram. So your 2 placements will just be Instagram feed and Instagram stories, and we're targeting all users on our website. So this is really how to set up Instagram ads retargeting. At this point, you're pretty much ready to launch your own campaign, but I'll keep going through with it to show you how I create another ad set after I set up my advertisement. So we'll keep scrolling down. You could do all mobile devices, budget and schedule. We're optimizing for conversions. We have our schedule right here. So we're starting today. It's going to end in 30 days. Conversion window is going to be 7 days click or 1 day view. Keep scrolling down and we'll just click on continue for right now. Okay, so now we have our ad name here. We're going to set up our dynamic ad. I'm going to do this part pretty quickly. So under identity, you can see Facebook page is going to be Farmhouse Goals. Instagram account will be Farmhouse Goals. So it's just going to be running on our Farmhouse Goals Instagram account because of the placements that we selected in our ad set. So we keep scrolling down. Format, you can do 1 image or video or a slideshow with multiple images. We're going to scroll down a little bit. And under media here, this is where you would upload images. Really a best practice is to upload 10 images, but I would upload at least 3 or 4 images as you're creating your advertisements. I can just come in here to browse library because I've uploaded images in the past. Okay, so what I've done is I've added 9 images here. You can add up to 10 images. I always recommend adding at least 3 or 4. Usually when I'm running Instagram ads, I'll run some 800 by 1000, and then I'll run mostly 1080 by 1080. If you see the image recommendations over here, the size that they recommend is 1080 by 1080, a crop of 1 by 1, so it doesn't necessarily need to be this large, but the larger the image, the more pixels, the better it's going to look on someone's device, whether it's a phone or a tablet. Now, one of the main things to keep in mind is to maximize ad delivery here. It says use an image that contains little or no overlaid text. So if you look at all my images, they're all very visual. None of them have any text on them at all. So if we just look at this image as an example, you can see there's no text at all on it. It's just a very visual image. These are what are going to perform best in the Instagram newsfeed and in Instagram stories. So we're going to keep this just as is. We have our images uploaded here. You could also upload video or a slideshow instead, but it's going to say you can use images or videos, but not both. So you would have to delete the images if you are going to run a video or a slideshow. So what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down here, and next is text and links. So this is setting up the rest of your advertisement. You can see they have ad preview. So they have the Instagram feed and Instagram stories preview, since these are the 2 placements that we selected in the previous step as we set up the ad set. So we can scroll down here, and what we can do is under primary text here, this is the main text that you really want to focus on. So under primary text, I'm just going to show you where this shows up in your advertisement. So with Instagram, it doesn't use every field the way that Facebook ads does. So if you look at primary text here, you can see it's just like an Instagram caption. So this is really where you want to show what you're promoting, whatever it is you're trying to promote to people. The next thing is website URL. So I'll go over that in a second. Now, the main thing to keep in mind is you're going to see headline here. So if we just put headline, you're going to show that it doesn't show up anywhere on either of these placements. So it does show up when you're running on the Facebook newsfeed or some of the other placements, but you can see here with headline, nothing even shows up here. So if we come up to ad preview, so you can see Instagram feed, and if we look at Instagram stories, there's no headline. It's just showing primary text here. So this is really where you want to focus. I'll generally just write a headline, just do 1 headline here, but I don't do all 5 when I'm creating dynamic creative, especially when I'm just running in the Instagram feed or Instagram stories. So under headline here, what I'll do is just something simple. So I'll just do shop farmhouse goals for the top rated farmhouse decor. So just something simple for right now. So it's really not going to show in either of these placements, but I like to just fill out 1 headline here. Now, primary text, this is where you want to use all options here. So Instagram ads can continue serving the best advertising options as you start running your advertisements. What's going to happen is when you use dynamic creative, it's going to show different forms of text with different images. So then over time, you're going to be able to get the most out of all of your different images that you upload and all of the different texts that you show as well. Okay, so I went ahead and added the text here. So you can see the theme here is just a July sale, save 20% on farmhouse decor at Farmhouse Goals for the entire month of July. So really what you want to do when you're writing ad copy is making sure that you're giving people exactly the sale that's going on your website, the promotion you're trying to offer. So you see a lot of different things like this when you are in your Instagram newsfeed. So some examples when it comes to something like Lay's potato chips, they'll show you some of their new flavors. One of the promotions they were running is to create your own flavor, and then if your flavor gets picked, you have a chance to win a certain amount of money. So people will go to their website, try to create their own flavor, and really it helps people interact with Lay's, so then the next time they're at the store, maybe they'll buy Lay's potato chips. So it's really that simple. You want to focus on the promotion that you're offering. So for this case, I'm just saying save 20% on the entire store at Farmhouse Goals for the entire month of July. Just calling it a July sale, so people know that every time they see this advertisement, if they haven't purchased yet, they have to make sure that they're purchasing something in July. So you can see right here, time is running out. Upgrade your home decor. So maybe go with some different things where people are going to see the benefit that they're getting, or that there's timeliness. So maybe they're running out of time to actually take advantage of the offer that you have. So enter all 5 options here when it comes to primary text. You can add up to 5 texts here, and each with a maximum of 1024 characters. I generally don't do really long text here because most people, as they're scrolling through, aren't going to read a really long block of text. So you want to make sure the most important thing happens in the first sentence, really in the first 5 to 10 words, that people are going to be able to quickly see exactly what they can get when they go to your website. Now the next thing is going to be website URL. So it's going to be enter the URL that you want to promote. Ideally here, you would have a landing page that represents your July sale. So I would send people to a landing page on my website that would say July sales, save 20%, and I would link to some of the different sections of my website and really focus on some of the most popular products and product categories. So under website URL here, what I'm going to do is build a URL parameter. So that allows you to track your campaigns into Google Analytics as well. You don't necessarily need to do this if you are using conversion tracking through Facebook ads, because you'll be able to see all the conversions you're getting through Facebook ads, but it can be helpful if you're running a lot of different ad sets, or if you're running multiple campaigns to see what's performing best, what audiences are going to perform best for you. So if we click build a URL parameter here, you can see the first thing is website URL. You have campaign source, campaign medium, campaign name, and then campaign content. So we're going to start with our website URL, and what we're going to do here is just do our homepage. So ideally you do something like this so that it really matches up with exactly what people are clicking when they go to your website. So someone sees July sale, they click to your website, they see exactly what they came for, so they can look at some of the different products on your website or the different services that you're promoting for this month for a limited time offer, or just some of the products that they can purchase right now. So I'm just going to send them to my homepage for right now. So we're just going to do farmhousegoals.com. Under campaign source, what we're going to do is we're going to use Instagram. Campaign medium. So medium generally refers to banner, email, Facebook feed, Instagram story. So here either I'll do something like banner, so then I know that people are actually clicking on an image ad to get to my website, or you can just do something like CPC. So I know it's a cost per click advertisement. Every time someone clicks on this advertisement, I'm getting charged. So it's a little bit different with Instagram and the Facebook feed. You're actually charged on a CPM basis, but I know that it's an advertising campaign that I'm running for the purchase of running clicks and hopefully conversions to my website. So campaign name here. So you can see identify a specific promotion or strategic campaign, for example, summer sale. So I could do something like Instagram July sale. So then I know that the traffic is coming from Instagram. I know it's for my July sale specifically, and I can see how this campaign performs over the course of a month. If you just want to use the campaign name that you've already created, what you can do is use just one of their dynamic parameters here and just click on campaign name. So it'll just take the campaign name that you've already created. So if, for example, your campaign name is Instagram July sale retargeting. So if that's what it is, then that's what it will show up as in Google Analytics. The next thing is going to be campaign content. So you can see to differentiate ads or links that point to the same URL. For example, white logo, black logo. I generally use content to focus on some of the different audiences that I'm targeting. So for this one, what I can do is something like all users 180 days. So then I know that I'm targeting anybody who's visited my website over the past 180 days as they scroll through Instagram. So we can click on apply here, and that's going to have our website URL here, and then we can track that into Google Analytics. So if you're wondering what that means, so what we can do is we're going to open up Google Analytics here, and I opened up for a separate client some of the different campaigns that we're running. So I opened up Google Analytics. I'm just looking at 1 day's worth of data, and you can see I came to Google Analytics for this client. I went to acquisition, campaigns, and then all campaigns. So this is where it will actually show up. So you can see we're running 3 separate campaigns here: a Bing zero compression backbrace campaign, one directly through Google, a Google search campaign, and a Google shopping campaign. So if I look, I can see how many users I had on that individual day, and you can look at any period of time. I can look over the course of the entire month. I can look over the course of the entire year, and this information will always be here in my Google Analytics account. So you can see users, I can see new users, sessions, bounce rate, pages per session, and then ultimately what you want is to be able to see your e-commerce conversion rate, transactions, and revenue. So then you can really focus on, okay, I've spent, let's say, $500 on this Instagram advertising campaign, and it's only returned me maybe $200 in revenue. So maybe it's not even worthwhile to run. Otherwise, what you can do is see maybe it's driving you $800, $900 in revenue, and then you know you can increase your budget. So if we just click right here, for example, we'll click on this specific campaign. It's going to come in, it's going to show our source and our medium. So in the previous example, this would show as Instagram CPC. So right now our source and medium is Google CPC. So that's what it's going to show as. Now, if we click right here, what we can do is click on add content. So we see advertising, add content. So this will show the actual keyword that was triggered and when people click through, and then what drove the transaction. So you can see medical back brace here drove one transaction, and then back brace for lower back pain drove another transaction. So you can see what actual keywords are driving results for your business. And in the case that I showed you previously, you can use this to show which kind of ad sets are driving the best results for your business. So that's why you really want to track things into Google Analytics, because it allows you to see what's driving the best results for your business. So we're going to come back over here and finish creating this campaign. So we're pretty much ready here. So what we can do is we have our website URL all set. We just set one headline for right now. You can enter all 5, but I usually just do one when I'm running an Instagram campaign. Call to action. So what we would want to do is shop now. So what we can do is click right here, shop now. So that's going to be our call to action. There's a lot of different options here for call to actions that you can use, but you can see time is running out, save 20% at farmhouse goals, shop now. So it's really that simple. Now what we can do is click on confirm, and that's going to create our campaign. Okay, so we have our campaign created now. You can see our Instagram retargeting example. Now what I want to show you is it's really easy to create new ad sets once you upload your advertisements. So if we click on this campaign name here, what we can do is we have our first ad set. It's just named right here. So maybe what I want to do is just name it all users 180 days. And we can just click on publish. So that will update the name of the ad set. So then I know exactly who we're targeting in that ad set. But what we can do is click on duplicate, and we can just create one new copy here. So you can create multiple copies. We'll just create one in the original campaign, and we're going to click on duplicate. And now you can see we have our copy here. So it's going to import everything that we already had in the previous ad set. So under our conversion, it's going to show the conversion we had. It's just going to say ad set name copy. So what I want to do is target the farmhouse sinks audience that we created previously. So we'll just do farmhouse sinks retargeting in our ad set. And what we can do is we can scroll down a little bit. We're going to keep our budget and schedule the same. And then under audience, rather than using this audience here, what we can do is get rid of it, use a previously created custom audience or lookalike audience, and we can use our farmhouse sinks 30 days. So anybody who's visited any of our sinks pages over the last 30 days, and it's going to be in the United States, we can save this audience, especially if we add additional targeting to it. But we're just going to keep it as is. So our placements will stay exactly the same as Instagram. And all we need to do now is just click on publish, and it will already have our advertisements in that ad set. So what you can do is go into your advertisement and update some of the images to make sure that it's reflecting farmhouse sinks rather than running the kind of overview ads that we were running previously. So what we can do is just click right here, Instagram ad example. And rather than just running the advertisements that we were running, we can update some of those images. So you can see create ad here, image. So we can get rid of some of these images here. So this one has a farmhouse sink in the back. This one has a farmhouse sink. So we'll get rid of some of these images. Okay, so we've uploaded a few new images here. So now we know when someone does visit our farmhouse sinks page, they've already shown an interest in farmhouse sinks. And what we can do is open up this right here, and you can see this advertisement is just a farmhouse sink. So when they see our advertisement, We know exactly what they're looking for. They've already shown interest in this. So they're going to see this advertisement, hopefully come back to our website. Now, the next thing we want to do is scroll down. You can see save 20% on farmhouse sinks. So we just want to make sure we do that for all of the text here, since we're targeting people who specifically have looked at our sinks pages. So save 20% on all farmhouse sinks, and you can do sinks and decor, so that if anybody's interested in anything else, they can also look for some different products as they search and visit our website. So it's really that simple. And then what we can do here is click on publish. So that would publish 2 different ad sets. We're targeting anyone who's visited our page in the last 180 days, any of our website pages. We're also targeting people who have visited our farmhouse sinks page. Now, a best practice would be to continue to do this. Maybe you target all users over the last 7 days. Maybe you target people who have visited farmhouse bedding, farmhouse shelves, and you're sending people to landing pages that really reflect the things that they've shown interest in. Now, there's a lot of different things you can do with retargeting, so it's really a matter of just testing over and over again to make sure that you're reaching people who have already shown interest in your business, so you can get them to continue to drive conversions on your website. So that's how to use Instagram ads retargeting. You just have to make sure that you update the placements when you do select your placements. I prefer to use a conversions campaign. You can use different types of campaigns if you want, but this will give you the best possible results for your budget. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. Thanks for watching my video today, and make sure you subscribe to the Surfside PPC YouTube channel.